Meet Goria, a scholarship student trapped in a gilded cage. She's at a private school where money isn't just power, it's the only language spoken. From day one, Goria connects with Hannah, a new student utterly clueless about this elite jungle. After talking a little bit, Goria delivers the ultimate truth to Hannah: stay far, far away from F4. F4 is a secret game. If a student dares to cross F4, they're marked with this sinister symbol. What follows is pure psychological warfare. The entire school turns against the victim, a coordinated torment that leaves no trace, no proof, and no help from anyone, not even teachers or the principal. The twisted climax? A public shaming in an old stadium, broadcast for F4's amusement. Imagine this as your school reality. One day, Goria drags Hannah to witness this horror. A student is being brutalized, merely for exposing F4's corrupt rules. Goria's stomach turns at the cruelty, but then her eyes lock onto Ren, one of the F4. He's bored, not cruel. It's a look that hints at something else. Could there be a crack in their impenetrable facade? Later, the rage boils over. Goria seeks refuge on the school roof, screaming her defiance into the open sky. She unleashes her fury, condemning the school's blindness and F4's arrogance. What she doesn't know is that an F4 member was napping nearby, every word caught in the wind. The stage is set for a collision. After school, Goria heads to her part-time job at a flower shop, where her sweet best friend immediately senses her distress. Goria pours out the chilling truth about the red card and F4's iron grip on the school. But their boss, Goria's mom, a kind but oblivious soul, dismisses it all with a wave of her hand. Boys as respectable as F4 wouldn't do such things, she insists, before listing the names of the F4 members. Time, the super rich heir to the biggest real estate company in Thailand. He basically owns everything. MJ, his family owns fancy clubs and entertainment places, and people say they have some shady connections. Definitely the bad boy of the group. Kevin, the charming player whose family is old money and has powerful government connections. You know, the kind of guy who probably dates all your favorite celebrities. Run, the quiet and mysterious heir to the country's best hospital. He always seems like he's watching, like he doesn't quite fit in with his own group. My personal favorite, just saying. Back at school, Goria sees a video of her idol, the person who made her want to go to the school. Seeing it now makes her sad, like she's just another puppet in F4's system. Hannah joins her for lunch and thanks Goria for warning her about F4. Goria wisely tells her to just keep their heads down, study hard, and get out of there without causing trouble. Hannah agrees, but life, as it always does, has other plans. An innocent accident starts the real trouble. Hannah spills food on Time's super expensive shoes. Panicked, she apologizes and offers to buy new ones, but Time, being the delightful person he is, cruelly says no. Instead, he demands she lick his shoes clean. Seriously, what a jerk. Watching Hannah being shamed is too much for Goria. She steps in, telling Time he's out of line, and it was just an accident. Time, not liking her bravery, lets Hannah go but decides Goria is his next target. Soon after, Goria gets the scary red card. She becomes the school's new target, and everyone starts messing with her. Balls are thrown at her in class, dirty water is splashed on her, and people whisper about her everywhere. Desperate for a break, she runs to the school roof again, where she screams her frustration into the sky. This time, Ren is there. He quietly offers her a tissue, but she refuses and tries to leave. He stops her, pulling her into hiding as other students come looking for her. Once they leave, Ren goes too, but not before Goria finds a drawing he left behind, a sketch of her, screaming, full of raw feeling. See? I told you Ren was the best. Later, Ren saves her again. Time had ordered some students to corner Goria and tear her uniform. Ren steps in, and just his presence is enough to make the attackers run away. For a quick moment, Goria sees something in him, a small hint of kindness in all the craziness. Ren helps Goria get away, chasing the boys off and, in a cool move, turning on the school sprinklers. Take that, mean kids. Furious that they failed, Time punishes his friends for not handling Goria and me, his huge ego. Kevin, though, stands up to Time, saying it's the first time he's ever put a red card on a girl. That evening, Time's mother, Rosian, yells at him during dinner. She tells him that if he can't control his school, he won't be able to control anything in life. Ouch! Meanwhile, Goria's parents are really worried about her being sad. To cheer her up, Goria's mom uses her savings to buy her a new pair of shoes. Goria is touched, and her little brother draws stars on the shoes so she won't lose them. The next day at school, someone, of course, steals one of her shoes. Determined to get it back, Goria follows the thief to the old stadium, where Time is waiting. Holding her shoe, he makes fun of it, calling it trash before ripping it apart and throwing it in the garbage. My blood pressure just shot up. Goria, super mad but not giving up, picks up the ruined shoe and, like a boss, uses it to kick Time, knocking him to the ground. Standing over him, she says she will never let him win again. Everyone is shocked by how brave she is. The next morning, Time has Goria captured. His servants dress her in expensive clothes and jewelry, making her look like she belongs in his fancy world. He gives her a choice: apologize to him in front of everyone, and all of this, the fancy clothes, being accepted, will be hers. Goria says no and walks back to school with her head held high, even though everyone is still bothering her. She goes back to the rooftop to let out her anger and finds Rin there again. This time, they actually talk. Goria thanks him for his help and starts to see a deeper, more human side of him. Later at work, Kevin shares a sweet story about his first kiss, saying how special those moments should be. On her way home, Goria bumps into Hannah, who tearfully says sorry for leaving her alone at school. Goria, being the kind person she is, forgives her, and they become friends again over some soy milk. That night, she unexpectedly sees Rin again. They talk about Mira, Goria's idol, and Rin notices a bit of soy milk on her face. He gently wipes it away, making Goria blush, and she quickly runs off. From far away, Time watches them, his face unreadable. Is that jealousy I smell? The next day, Hannah gets the dreaded red card and is dragged to the old stadium. When Goria realizes what's happening, she rushes to help. Time, being a meanie, says he'll let Hannah go if Goria shaves her head. Before Goria can answer, Rin arrives, saving her once more. Back at school, some of the girls who used to bother Goria actually say sorry and invite her to a party hosted by Mira. At first, Goria doesn't want to go, but she agrees. Big mistake. Everyone at the party is dressed up, and she's in casual clothes, so they all make fun of her. Just as it gets really bad, Mira steps in, tells the bullies off, and takes Goria under her wing. Goria looks amazing walking with Mira, and everyone stares at her. Rin compliments her, which starts an argument with Time, who gets clearly jealous. In all the mess, Goria accidentally falls onto Time, and their lips touch. The unexpected kiss leaves Time speechless. Uh-oh, feelings are brewing. Later, Goria notices Rin is sad when Mira announces she's going to study in France. Realizing Rin has feelings for Mira, Goria tells him to say something before it's too late. But when the day comes, Rin says he's leaving with Mira, bringing an end to his secret love. A little sad, if you ask me. Back at school, Time publicly asks Goria on a date. Not trusting him, she spends the day with her best friend instead. But she feels guilty and goes to the meeting spot, where she finds Time waiting in the rain. Even though he's mad she made him wait, they make up. Goria invites him to dinner, but his choice of a super expensive restaurant doesn't fit her budget. Instead, they get stuck in a stairwell when the door locks. After waiting in the rain for so long, Time gets sick and Goria takes care of him all night. Cute. The next morning, he drives her home, where Goria learns her family is in serious debt. Determined to help, she gets a second job working at night. When photos of Goria in her work uniform show up at school, Time gets furious, thinking the worst. Their fight gets attention, and Kevin and MJ notice something weird, hinting that someone is purposely trying to hurt Goria. Time, drunk at a bar, is taken to a hotel by Hannah. There, she tricks him into using his phone to bring back the red card for Goria. Surprise! It turns out Hannah was the one who leaked Goria's photos because she's jealous and mean. She tells Time she's loved him since they were kids, but he coldly rejects her, saying he loves Goria and leaves to find her. Rushing to school, Time gets there just in time to stop another attack on Goria. He takes her to his home, where he carefully cleans her wounds, which is totally unlike him. Meanwhile, Rin comes back from France and notices a big change in Goria, making him curious about how strong she is. To bring them closer, Time gives Goria a new phone, explaining it was hard to reach her because hers wasn't working. He asks her out, and Goria agrees, but only if it's a double date with Kevin and his boyfriend. That night, Goria bumps into Rin, who seems distant when she asks about Paris. As she gets ready to leave, she accidentally drops her phone, which Rin quietly picks up and takes with him. Later, Time asks Ren for help picking out an outfit for the date and sees Goria's phone with him. During the date, Time asks Goria about the phone, trying to subtly find out if she was with someone when she lost it. Goria says no, but Time doesn't give the phone back, his jealousy growing. The date ends badly when Time punches Kevin's boyfriend for saying something mean about Goria. Furious about the drama, Goria and Time argue. Later, Goria learns that Kevin's boyfriend was cheating, which makes Time's actions seem more justified. See? Time might be a hothead, but he sometimes has a point. Meanwhile, Rin realizes how much Time and Goria like each other, even though they won't admit it. Ren sets up a fight at the old stadium, challenging Time to really feel his emotions. The fight makes Time face the truth. He's in love with Goria. The two finally tell each other how they feel, and Time promises to change, closing the stadium for good. My heart. But their happiness doesn't last long. Time's mother, Rosian, tries to pay Goria to leave him. Goria says no and stands her ground. You go, Goria. Rosian, furious, shuts down the company where Goria's father works. Time confronts his mom about messing with his life and does something big. He buys the house next to Goria's and moves in. Talk about commitment. At his birthday party, things get tense when Rosian publicly announces Time's engagement to Lita, the daughter of a powerful family. Time tries to run away with Goria, but in the chaos, he accidentally leaves with Lita instead. The next day at school, Goria finds Lita being bothered by people who are pushing her around. Goria helps her hide in the lab and is surprised when Lita apologizes for what happened at the party. Maybe Lita isn't so bad after all? Goria later sees Time at her house, giving him a gift before news breaks that a famous Thai businessman has died. At the funeral, Goria really feels the huge difference between her and Time's worlds. After the ceremony, Lita tells Goria how she feels about Time, admitting she's fallen for him. Goria, seeing their connection, tells Time to be with Lita and move on. Time, upset that Goria keeps saying they're different, accuses her of ruining their relationship because she's insecure. Goria lets Rosian's men separate them. Time, just to be mean, publicly announces he's with Lita. Ouch, that's cold. Meanwhile, Goria starts getting bullied at school again. Her friend Tull steps in to defend her, but his motives seem questionable. On the night of the school dance, Goria gets another red card. F4 starts to suspect Tull, and Rin finds out the truth. Tull planned all of Goria's harassment. That sneaky snake. Tull's group attacks Ren and kidnaps Goria, sending a photo of her tied up to Time. Without thinking, Time leaves the dance and rushes to save her. When he gets there, Tull's gang brutally attacks Time, and he almost dies. Goria, finding the strength to free herself, steps between Time and further harm, showing that even when she's weak, she's super brave. You know it's true love when you're willing to take a beating for someone. Days later, Time wakes up in the hospital. As soon as Goria hears, she rushes to find him. When she gets to his room, she sees the other F4 members standing sadly around Time's body, covered with a white sheet. Goria is so sad she breaks down, telling Time she loves him, only to find out moments later that he's alive. The group was just messing with her. Embarrassed but relieved, Goria hugs him tight as Time apologizes to everyone he's hurt in the past. Tull, though, refuses to forgive him, threatening to release a video where Time admits he did bad things. Instead of fighting back, Time takes the phone and posts the video himself, saying he'll accept whatever happens. He grabs a surprised Goria, saying he wants to spend as much time with her as possible before facing any legal trouble. From a voice recording from Tull, they learn the video was put online, which eventually leads to Tull apologizing and forgiving him. That evening, Time asks Goria to officially be his girlfriend. She reminds him he's still engaged to Lita, but agrees to wait for him. Their sweet moment is interrupted when Lita walks into Time's room. To avoid suspicion, the housemaid quickly says Goria is the new servant. Poor Goria. The tension grows as Time and Goria talk about breaking off his engagement with Lita. When Lita overhears them, she confronts Time, revealing that his mother, Rosalind, made her stay at the mansion to get to know him better. Lita starts to suspect how much Time really likes Goria. Later, Lita meets with her parents and Time and finally decides to cancel the engagement. She even makes an apology video for Goria, showing how much she's grown up. See? Not all rich girls are evil. This was the first part of the series F4 Thailand, Boys Over Flowers. If you want us to see the continuation, comment Part 2 down below. They truly show the consequences of toxic behavior, adding a much-needed layer of depth. The cast's chemistry is undeniable, and the visuals are stunning. F4 Thailand holds impressive ratings. I would give it a 9, really love it. Now, we want to hear from you. If you've watched, what's your rating for F4 Thailand out of 10? Comment below. Thank you, and see you in the next one.